leader, first you have to be a human. And you have to connect with yourself before you can lead other people. And then you can perhaps create value that has any meaning. And value, the definition of value could be many different things. Could be that you want to change people's lives. Could be that you can make gobs of money. Or it could be that you want to take your organization to the next level. Or maybe you want to be Picasso and create the next greatest art piece. So value, definition of value is different for different people. So it all starts with yourself. So, and it's very paradoxical, just like life is very paradoxical, as I was saying to you earlier today. I mean, when we were having those discussions, that, what is work is life and what is life is work, right? I mean, it's this conversation about, we need work-life balance. It's kind of doesn't work, because how can you be somebody at work and somebody else at home and then try to balance all that? It doesn't really work. So from that point of view, we talk about systemic thinking and holistic thinking, and we talk about psychological thinking. So all this actually connects, and all of these is very, very paradoxical. So somewhere in the book, I had a quote from Lao Tzu, which says that, life is, be like the water, because water is fluid, and what is soft is what's strong. So it kind of goes like that, meaning that without having a deep understanding of yourself, you cannot really lead people where you want them to go, because if you don't know who you are, and it doesn't really matter whether you are a CEO, you're a board member, you're a product developer, or let's say you're an author, all of those roles has similar kind of connotation, maybe smaller scale or greater scale, but it all starts with yourself. So, so I have this, and I'm going to just talk around some of the things that we've written in the book. I had a co-author. He's a journalist. He and I have come from a very different background, but he did a lot of this research, talking to a lot of the senior people all over the world. And not just senior people, we interview chefs, we interview artists, and it's been a fascinating learning process while writing this book. So, our individual and interpersonal and organizational life is all interconnected. And if you start thinking from that point of view, that's when we can start realizing what leadership means and what creation means and what innovation means. And it comes to that. We're lunchtime. I didn't say anything. I was just smiling. I was standing at one of the table, and somebody brought up this notion of authenticity. That authenticity and leadership goes hands in hand. Because if you look at any leader in any field, whether it's Steve Jobs or Picasso, or whether it's somebody who runs a killer sushi restaurant, like you probably saw that, that documentary called Zero Dream, right? The Zero No. I actually had a chance to eat at his restaurant, and this man has been making sushi for 80 years, and there's only 10 tables and only 10 stools, and that's all he does, right? And that's his authentic calling in life. So how can his leadership is any different than somebody else's leadership, right? So this authentic calling allows us to be devotional, in the sense that, I think Vin was talking about that best athletes and best performer goes and repeatedly does the very basic thing over and over again. And if you look at that point of view, and we talk about mindfulness, which I'll talk about in a minute, you have to be very aware of who you are, and that's when you become a leader, right? Because then you know what you stand for, you can lead other people from that point of view. But in order to be aware and to be leader, you have to actually be good at something, right? So that being good at something comes from being very devoted and building up a set of skills that you can call it your own. And it's really, truly, each one of us our own. Stephen Pressfield has this line about being genius. Genius is in everybody. But how we cultivate that geniusness in our own way, that kind of manifests into a reality. right? And by the way, all the stuff that I'm talking about, this came from repeatedly failing, creating complex things, selling to large corporations, missing the market, and so every single one of us go through many transitions in life, right? Just like an organization goes through many transitions, because today's organization tomorrow is going to be obsolete, and tomorrow's organization is going to be something else. Just like as we grow, we become different people, right? But you have to have that devoted practice of creating a craft or capability, if you talk about an organization, that allows you to go to the next level and the next level and the next level.